Okay, so for this question, they say that they want you to write down the vertical line that passes through this point. So the equation of a vertical line. So remember that we did before, lines, there are four lines. There is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when they say vertical line, what they meant is actually this line, which is the vertical line. So let's start plotting. So when we plot, because they say that it's minus 2, 5, that means that x will be at minus 2 and y will be at a value of minus 5. So this is the point. So if it's a vertical line, that means that this is the line that is going to happen. And a vertical line means it's always parallel to the y-axis. So the format of this line is always x equal to something. So at the point that it cuts, it's at 2. So therefore, I know that for question A, the answer is x is equal to 2. And that is the equation of the vertical line. Next, for question B. For question B, they says that equation of the line that passes through 0, 20 and has a gradient of 4. So remember because this is just a normal line, so it means that this line that they're referring is probably upslope or downslope, and usually it is in the format of y is equal to mx plus c. So in the format of y equal to mx plus c, first thing first is I need to know what is the gradient and what is the y-intercept. So for here, they have kindly told me that the gradient is 4. So I know that it has a gradient of 4. And next, c is always referring to the y-intercept. So if you look at this very carefully, it's actually referring to y-intercept. Now, why do I say so? Because the y-intercept always occurs when x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0 right here, and then the y is 20. So that means I know that for sure this coordinate is referring to the y-intercept. And that's how I know that it has a value of 20. And as such, I know that my equation would then be y is equal to 4x plus 20. The end for question 8. Okay, so next up we'll move on to the next question. So let's analyze this question. So this question says that it has a straight line PQ with an equation of 2x plus 2. So where is PQ? So I know that PQ is right here, which is 2x plus 2. So can you see that there's this symbol right here? This symbol means it's parallel. So recall when it's parallel, what does that mean? So you need to know that parallel means that it is the same gradient. So what is the gradient? So first thing first, I need to check is whether is it in the form of y equal to mx plus c? Yes. And from here, I know that it has a gradient of 2. So therefore, I can say that this line has a gradient of 2 also. Okay, so that's it, done. Next, they say that find the coordinates of P. So let's look at P. P is lying on a very strategic place. So can you see that P is lying on the y-axis? So if P is lying on the y-axis, we need to know by now, that means that the x value is 0. So what we have to do? So A, to find the P value means we need to sub x equal to 0 into the equation. So when you sub x equal to 0 into the equation, you'll be able to find your P coordinate. So which is y is equal to 2, 0 plus 2, which is equal to just 2. And because they want in coordinates, so coordinates means you need to have something comma something, which is 0, 2. And that's the end for A. So next up, we have B. B, they say that the line PQ, okay, let me erase this off first. Okay, so we have the answer of 0, 2. Let me write it down. Okay, so next up we have is PQ. So let's see PQ. Where is PQ? Okay, PQ cuts the x-axis at the coordinate at point Q. So so right now it cuts the x-axis. So these are very important location. So if they say cuts the x-axis, means I know already that y is equal to 0. So what do we have to do now? Now we have to sub y equal to 0 into the equation. So when we sub y equal to 0 into the equation, we have 0 is equal to 2x plus 2. That means that 2x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 1. So with that, we have the coordinate of q. That means that my q, the value is minus 1, 0. But they didn't ask just for q. They say that there is a vertical line. So now there is this vertical line, equation of vertical line, which is here. This is the vertical line that is parallel to the y-axis. So it's the same as just now that question. There's only 4 lines, right? So when it says the vertical line that is parallel means this is what they meant. So in this vertical line, the format is always x equal to something. So let's see where does it cut, which x value it cuts. And we know that q is equal to minus 1, right? So therefore, I can say that the equation of the vertical line will be x equal to minus 1. Because the format is always x equal to something. But how do we know what is this something? It's where it cuts here, this value. And I know that this value has a value of x equal to minus 1. And that's it for B. Next, let's move on to C. All right, for now, for the next question, which is the SR. So if we see the SR is the one that is really highlighted in pink. So I rewrite again this one. This is your SR equation. So the SR is parallel to PQ. Okay, that means that I already know that my PQ has a gradient of 2. That means that I know that my SR also has a gradient of 2, right? And they say that SR passes through the point 0, 6. So find the equation. So if I know that y is equal to mx plus c for my SR, whereby, because it says 0, 6, 0, 6 means that x is equal to 0 and y equal to 6, which I can sub it into the equation too. So this y is 6, I can sub in, x is 0, I can sub in, and the gradient I can sub in to find my c. Okay, so with that, I'm going to put 6 is equal to the gradient of 2, 0 plus c. So this will give me 0, so c is equal to 6. So with that, I know that my SR equation will be y equal to mx plus c, right? Y equal to m, and I know my m is 2, x plus, and my c is 6. And that's it for my c equation. Okay, so last but not least, they say find the area of this parallelogram PQRS. So it's PQRS. Okay, PQRS. So first thing first is before you find your area of a parallelogram, you need to know the formula of parallelogram. So what's the formula for parallelogram? So parallelogram is just base times height. And need to be careful, the height is the perpendicular height. So where is the base? So can you see that this is the base right here? Okay, so this is the base. If this is the base, so where's my perpendicular height? My perpendicular height will be from here to here. So let's look at this. This is actually referring to the y-axis. So if this is the y-axis, the base, means I need to look at the y coordinate. So let me color code the height to be purple first, so it's easier for you all to see. Okay, so let's do the one in orange. So the base means, can you see the y coordinate here is at 6? And the y coordinate here, which is the p coordinate, is at 2. So therefore, if it's 6 and 2, I know that the base has a value of 4. Now, next up, let's go to the height, the one in purple. So at this particular point, because this is actually referring to the x coordinate, so this x coordinate here, right here, is 0. What about here? So this coordinate right here is actually your r and your q, and I know that my q is minus 1. So 0 minus 1 is actually a distance of 1. So my height is 1. And therefore, how to find my area? my area will just be base times height, which is 1 times 4, and give me the answer of 4. That's all for question 16. Next, we'll move on to question 18. Okay, so what is question? They say, what is the gradient of L1? So let's read the question. The question says this is a straight line L1. So this right here is my L1. Now to find gradient, it means that I need two coordinates. So I would definitely want to choose this coordinate right here. So this coordinate means that it is a value of 0, 6. And this coordinate right here will be actually a value of 8, 0. So to find gradient, it means that we are using this formula of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I have bracket minus bracket over bracket minus bracket. So what is my y2? My y2 will be this person, and my y1 will be this person. And then after that, I have my x2 will be this person, and my x1 will be this person. So I just input into the bracket. So y2 will be 0 minus always 6 over 8 minus always 0, which is negative 6 over 8, which is equal to negative 3 over 4 in the simplest form. So that's it for A. It has a gradient of minus 3 over 4. So with that, they asked me to write the equation of this line. So the equation means y is equal to mx plus c, right? Same thing. So whenever you have equation, you need to find the value of your m and c. The m I have already known is a value of minus 3 over 4. Now, what about my c? C means y-intercept. So if you look at the question, can you see that this is your y-intercept right here? So that is 6. So therefore, I know that my equation is y is equal to 3 over 4x plus 6. Yeah. And that's all for B. Next up, let's do C. So now C, they say that they want to find the horizontal line. So let's do a recap again. There's only 4 kinds of lines. This is called diagonal line, and this is called a vertical line, and this is called a horizontal line. That means that it's referring to this person right here. So horizontal line always have a particular format. The format will always be y equal to something, right? And they say that it passes through 4, 3. So this 4, 3 means it passes through this particular point, and it is a horizontal line. So if it's a horizontal line like that, that means that is y is equal to, so it passes through 3. So the answer is just y equal to 3 because it's referring to only the y value. So this 4 is just a distraction right there. So the answer for C will just be y is equal to 3. Next up, let's do question D. So they want you to draw on the graph a straight line passing through 0, 3. So where's 0, 3? X is 0 and y is 3 means this one. It need to pass through this dot and it's parallel to L1. L1 means parallel. Okay, and then after they want you to write the equation of this line. So to make it as accurate as possible, let's see if I can do this. So I'll just make it this way, and this is my line. And I need to move this parallel such that it cuts through that dot there. That's it, done, finish. Okay, all right. So right now they asked me to find the equation of this line. So they want me to find the equation of this line. Equation is always in the form of y equal to mx plus c. I need to find my m and my c. And I know my c is already a value of 3 because it cuts through this value, which is my y-intercept, 3. But next I need to find my gradient. So how to find my gradient? My gradient will always be the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is bracket minus bracket over bracket minus bracket. So first thing first, I need to know what's this coordinate. So this coordinate will be 0, 3. And next, I need to find this coordinate right here, which is 4, 0. So let's put it in. That means that is 3 minus 0 over 0 minus 4. Why? Because it's y2 y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is x2 minus x1. Okay, so that will give me a value of 3 over -4, which is minus 3 over 4, which makes sense because why? They say that it's parallel to L1. So if you find the gradient of L1 from part 1, you realize that, hey, the values are the same, which is -3 over 4. So I've already found my M, and therefore I can say that my equation will be y is equal to 3 over 4x plus c, which is 3. And that's the end for question number 18.